now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
Welcome to the 600th episode of the PUCL Podcast. I'm your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my wonderful co-host. We've got Lynian.
Hello.
And we've got Shark Finnegan.
Hello.
And like I said, we are the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. And man, I said, like, it used to be half a lie because we never talked about the trading card game.
Yeah, it used to be.
Now it's half a lie because we'll never shut up about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's mostly Seth's fault. It's mostly Seth's fault. I blame Seth.
Yeah.
Like, he did it to me.
It's alright, I've got my hooks in him. We're dragging him into Magic.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the trading card, the Pokemon TCG should drop from Seth now because we take him into a different one now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, what have you guys been up to? How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. Things are kind of evening out, finally. Like, kind of settling in as the summer starting. Every weekend, without fail, it has been super cloudy and gray, so I look at the pool that I am paying for and just kind of die a little bit every weekend.
It's just like you looking out the window and, like, touching the window pane. Like, one day.
Yep, and then Monday morning, I'm driving off to work with a beautiful sky and 80-degree heat, and it's like, oh, this looks lovely. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
That's how this works. That's how this works, man.
Yeah. It's kind of the reverse here. It's just been so, like, yeah, it's been raining at times here, but it's just really hot, and it's not like the typical Texas, like, dry summer heat that I'm getting. It's this, like, stupid, like, high humidity heat, which is just the worst.
Yeah, you guys aren't worse to that.
You just go outside and you just feel bleh. It's just like already you just go out and you're sweaty.
It's humid everywhere.
It's rough.
Yeah, no, it was awful.
I was like, I'll take that pool, please. Help me.
Man, I don't know. It's just been muggy here. Oh, you guys do anything fun though? Pokemon-wise? Anything good? Any cool stories? Anything good to talk about?
Pokemon-wise, not so much. I decided to finish off my replay of Scarlet that I started a while ago, and I got through all of the paths, and I got to Area 0 and went, I am horribly underleveled because I didn't, do all of the runoff exploration as I did last time.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like awkwardly knocking out gimme ghouls. Like, alright, need some candy.
You need them coins.
I don't even need the coins, I just need the candy.
Oh wait, the gimme ghoul raid, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the candy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Other than that, I've just been the new Tales of Middle-earth set came out in Lord of the Rings, so Cole and
I did see that.
It was fun, it's good. Cole and I went to a thing that local game restaurant tabletop space was hosting, where it was a 5-course dinner.
Okay.
With so they had a draft event, and between draft rounds there was a 5-course meal. Like, you'd get a course between each round.
Fun.
That sounds awesome, honestly.
It was great. Also, because the thing was like a pretty high ticket buy-in, one of the packs had been switched out for, and if you're not a Magic player, this won't make a ton of sense, but they're extremely expensive packs known as collector boosters. And one of those was in it, which also makes the draft really weird because those aren't made for drafting.
No.
There are cards from out of the set. There are stronger ones from the Commander one. It was a time.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, and just imagine if you... For people who are familiar with the Pokemon TCG, just imagine just like taking your normal booster and instead make it like the Pokemon 25, but have like all the super cool foil alt art versions of the cards in it. That's about the equivalent.
Yeah, all the cards in it are alt art or foil or both.
I believe that. Man, that's nuts. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun. We knew it was limited seating. There were only 8 people. So we turned to one of our friends. We're like, if you go, then at least half of the people there won't suck. There's 3 out of 8, and we can count on at least one good person. The judge that we know is going to be there's pretty cool, so there's going to be at least 4 people.
Well, that's fun.
It was a blast.
That does sound like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like a good time. Yeah. What? Anything from you, Shark? Anything fun going on?
Pokemon-wise, I actually won my first draft league, which I'm very happy about.
That's good. That's cool.
Yep, it was an Uber's draft league, which was even funner. It was relying on Eternatus to basically help carry me with Palafin and Gimme Ghoul doing a lot of heavy lifting for me.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But I got to finally do that. And then...
Yay!
That's exciting.
Then I guess otherwise it's just kind of Piddle and then the Pokemon TCG tournament were the only things of recent that I've been doing Pokemon-wise.
Man.
That's Pokemon Draft League for anyone. A PUCL Draft League, not...
Yeah, not like peeing your pants. Not peeing your pants or something, so... That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't do well in the TCG because, as you remember how in our match I bricked...
Yep.
The next week, I bricked again. And then the following week, I faced Calyrex, I believe. It was Palkia. I think it was a Palkia deck. And I've been running the same Arcanine EX deck. Mm-hmm. And so that was just an auto loss. And so the last week, I was already out of it. Claude needed to get in. And I was like, we just made the agreement that we were going to play the new Paldean Evolved. So I built quickly the United Wings deck.
Oh, that sounds fun, though. That sounds fun.
Yeah, the United Wings is a lot of fun. I will say that. It is a fun, like, not super good, but it is fun when you get, like, Dittos or Murkrow and you start dealing 200 damage and you can win the prize thing.
It's, like, very close to being a good deck. Like, it just needs, like, a Battle Compressor or something, but the problem is Battle Compressor will never come back.
Because of what it did, because it enabled things like this.
No, I think budget decks are great. The problem is, well, not the problem, but the thing with Pokemon as of late is that I think almost every deck is a budget deck at this point.
That's fair.
Like you could build because like I'm thinking budget decks. Like if I'm going back to like the 2016-2017 format when I was active, like a budget deck like Night March, that's your like $20-$30 deck, and it's competitive, and it actually won regionals, but every other deck is going to cost you $200 because it needs 4 Shaymin EX, and those are $50 a pop, and that's a high bar to entry. But nowadays, like everything's cheap. Like I think the most expensive deck in the format right now is like $80.
That's honestly very healthy for a format. I think that's super healthy because I'm so used to that other budget.
Pokemon's done a lot of work. Yeah.
With trading card games, this United Wing one was fun. It's like the issue is I have to go off turn. I think I have to be ahead of the prize race. I have to get some good damage that first turn. Otherwise, I'm gone.
For those things, you need to be ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they definitely try. I like those little decks like that. Like they're fun, and right now there's just not a lot of room for them. I mean, Lost Box is kind of in that venue as well. I mean, Lost Box I think costs like $40 if you want to build it right now, and then you're just done. Like it's very cheap to get into the trading card game right now and have a competitive deck. And even then, like Mew keeps winning, and you can just go buy the battle deck right now for $30, and that's like 2/3 of a Mew deck right now. You can just go buy for $30.
United Wings actually has a decent matchup versus Mew, as fun as that sounds, because Murkrow's really good.
Mew is only good when people forget about Mew. Like that is my honest opinion. It's only good when people forget that it exists, which is very often.
Mew is like that, like ancient evil in the background of a fantasy novel when like people stop preparing for it, then all of a sudden it raises anew.
No, that's 100% what it is, though. I wish I was lying. It's 100% just like, it's the ancient evil that will come and get us if we're not prepared for Mew. And
it's just you forget about it. Like every 10,000 years, Ganondorf rises. Every 10,000 years, Mew rises.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, it's one of those things. But
Mews of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
But yeah, I went to a league challenge this week.
Ooh, fun.
And I got second place, so that means I'm on the board officially with championship points.
Hooray! Yay. How many do you... Oh, wait, are we... Is it reset? Are we going... Or is it still in the current season?
It hasn't reset. It's still in the current season. It resets in, September. So
that means you need to win NAIC.
I need to win NAIC, which is run out of spots, and I haven't signed up for it, and I'm also going to be in California during the first day of... But...
Easy.
You got this. You got this. Remote in.
All we need is teleportation, body jacking, and some identity fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, it's fine. I was walking in and I walked into work because I played it. It was on Thursday night. I did a league challenge. It was mostly because I haven't played IRL for like 2 months, and I just really wanted to pick up my cards. And the fact that it was a league challenge instead of normal league made me go, okay, I'll get up and I'll do it. And so I got up and I grabbed a deck. I grabbed Arc Duraldon Umbreon, Arceus Duraldon Umbreon, and then because I'm like, this is big and fat and it has decent matchups. I don't know what's hot right now. It's fine. And I walked in and my round one opponent definitely didn't put down prizes, and I didn't remember that, and so he just scooped because he realized that, and we didn't want to fix the gameplay error. So that was nice. And then I just did pretty okay. I went 4-1, so unfortunately I lost one game. And it wasn't even because I misplayed or anything, which makes me feel good. It was I like using this terminology that I just missed the card that I needed, because I was digging for a double turbo energy to recover from a Roxanne, and out of 15 cards that I saw in 2 turns, I just couldn't find it. It just wasn't possible for me to find the card, which kind of sucked. And so I didn't get the win out of that, but it was a good time. So I'm on the board. That's all that matters. Thatch is on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into work and I told people, I'm like, yep, I got championship points, 12 of them. They're like, oh man, how many more do you need to go to Worlds? And I'm like, 338.
Hooray!
So, I'm pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm pretty close. I got my 12 championship points.
Mm-hmm.
12 more than
me. I mean, I guess so, but I don't know. It felt good after a year of playing again, being it felt validating that I'm an okay player.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is a good place to stop, though. We've got plenty of news to talk about, so we're going to kick it on over to that after we cue this epic music.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things. The North American International Championships for Play Pokemon is this weekend. TPCI is also going to be releasing a documentary series from the 26th to the 29th this week. So Monday through Friday. Following trainers working on getting to the Worlds last year, not this year. So look out for that if you're interested in watching people do that. I don't know who they're interviewing, so that'll be interesting to see which trainers they're actually following.
I think they're just trying to get ahead of their inability to make storylines. Speaking of storylines that are taking forever, the next batch of
segues.
The next batch of Ultimate Journeys episodes are on Netflix, which concludes the Masters 8 tournament, but not the series overall. Still waiting on to be a master. If you, like me, were like, I'll go watch my childhood hero sail off into the West. Wait a little bit. You're going to need a little more time. The fact that the new episodes are coming out in Japan of an entirely different series makes this drag in ways I cannot accurately explain.
Yeah,
it's even worse with the fact that the English Pokemon Twitter talks about it a lot.
Yeah.
And stop.
Mm-hmm.
I just
sync up the releases, simulcast it, something.
The technology exists now, Pokemon.
It does. That's why I'm so confused.
Really
You're not going to Porygon America too. It's fine.
I'm so confused.
You guys have been so much better.
I believe in you. But yeah, all right. Well, apparently it's Snorlax week. I don't know what that means, Shark.
Yeah, it is formally called I think it's training with Snorlax. Oh, Snorlax makes a serious effort.
Oh my
So
gosh. Is it literally exercise?
Possibly, I don't know, but it's more about just like it's from like a Project Snorlax, like they've done like Project Piplup or whatnot in Japan. So literally starting on June 22nd, they're just doing different things related to Snorlax. They had a trailer for the new DLC that has Snorlax in it. They had a live action short film called Good Morning Snorlax. They have, I think, some Snorlax merch. Today they announced there's a manga coming out in the fall called Snorlax's Dream Gourmet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is...
These are things that people asked for? Question mark.
I mean, Snorlax is one of the Pokemon, like one of the big faces of Pokemon. So, yeah, I mean...
That's fair.
That's it. If you're going to do it with a Pokemon, Snorlax is a good one.
I didn't think it was going to get sidelined in Scarlet and Violet. I was very surprised by that. Obviously, it's coming back. But
good news. It's not.
Yeah, Well, no, okay, but it got sidelined in, like, the main release, right? Like, Charizard made it into Scarlet and Violet before Snorlax did.
Yeah, Charizard made it into everything.
It has no place. Yeah, but it has, like, no place, right? Like, like Snorlax I could see having an organic way to exist. And then Charizard's just like, we put it in, baby! What's a Venusaur? And that's what we went with. Yeah. All right, in Scarlet and Violet, speaking of those games that exist, the latest raid event is out, Gimme Ghoul, which is actually releasing its shiny, though the shiny doesn't have boosted odds in the raids. It's actually just normal 1 in 4,000, so fun.
To be fair, 1 in 4,000 is greater than 1 in 0.
Yes. The last event also lasts through next weekend, all the way through to July 2nd, so definitely watch out for that. There's also a code Treasure Hunt, which will give you a friend ball. And you can use that until the end of July. So free friend ball. Go get it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Unite News. Yay.
Yay. Everyone loves Unite News. They're releasing another evolution. My favorite one and the only 3-stager. Inteleon. Sorry, I forgot about Empoleon. The other evolution.
The evolution? What?
Yeah, all the eons. Jolteon, Espeon, Inteleon. There's only one evolution that evolves again, and that's Finneon.
They're missing 3 evolutions, right? That's where we're at. They're just missing like the OG 3.
I think they're missing the OG 3, as well as Empoleon and Lynian.
That's fair.
Yep. Also, it's releasing on the 4th of July. Yeah. That's it.
Fun. That's fun. All right. Moving on. Go news with Shark.
All right, GoFest is coming. They're starting letting us know that Mega Rayquaza will be do some Mega Ray research that'll give you the meteorite that let it teach Dragonison.
Oh,
yay! Additionally, if you purchase a GoFest ticket July 5th, you get a special research for Carbink.
Cool.
And Carbink, for the few people who are really, really into the Go Battle League, Carbink is actually really good in it.
Really?
Yeah, because the Great League, the lower tier leagues, tend to value low attack, high bulk Pokemon. So Carbink fits that criteria very well and is actually banned from NAIC. I don't know if it's because it's too good or still new.
It's probably because it's so new. It's probably so new because the research is still going on, right?
Yeah. But yeah, apparently it was very good in the low tier league, and I'm just like, Carbink banned. But yeah.
Now I have to go get a GoFest ticket, I guess. Mm-hmm. When is the GoFest stuff? Isn't that not until August?
It is not till August. Yeah. The GoFests in they're hyping it up, They got it. I think there's still like limited tickets to the actual like live events.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to the live event though. Like I'm not that dedicated, I'm not dedicated enough to Pokemon Go to be like, yeah, let's make a trip to New York City and go play this game.
I'm just
like, I'm not there.
I wouldn't, I would not take a vacation for this, but I'm curious enough that I would go if it was, in Seattle, which it almost always is, except when I move here, in which case they leave.
Yeah, that would be same thing for me. Like if it's nearby, if it wasn't within like a drive, I'd do it. But if it's a flight, nah, not gonna.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that. I mean, I did it once for regionals, and that was the Arlington regional, and that is the only time I think I flew for a Pokemon event. Mm-hmm. but that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to do.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I think we're on to more Go news. There's a lot of Go.
There's so much Go.
If you live in Brazil and you listen to this English-speaking podcast, good news. As part of the ARIA, I can't say it. I'm horrible. I apologize. Celebration until July 10th. Multiple timed research events are live, as well as boosted buddy hearts, and on the weekends, Unknown F is available in newer modules. This technical is content. All right, and then Lynian's got this last piece.
So the Dark Flame is... wow, almost all of these end in barbs. The Dark Flame event runs from the 29th through July 2nd, adds Turtonator and Mega Sableye, and gives Heatran Magma Storm, which it could have had for months, despite, it just being a move. Despite the name, there's no Charizard in sight.
Yet, I think, is the key word, right?
Yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, TCG, there's nothing. We do have some Puckle news. I'm going to let you do those, Shark, because they're tournament thingies. And then I've got one of my own that's not on the sheet, but I'll let you go.
The PFTT has concluded, and Disco is our winner for it, which congrats to him. His team will be featured later on in the episode as the Pokemon of the episode team, so look forward to that discussion in a little bit here. We got a nice breakdown this time, guys.
Yeah.
Someone who actually built the team put a bunch of info for us. Hooray. You're not struggling to figure out why the EVs are the EVs.
Right.
So.
Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that. I'm like reading it and I'm like, ooh, this is perfect. This is what we need.
This is exactly perfect. We should just hire Disco. Here, do this for us, please.
Yeah. And then Summer League should be coming up here in a little bit.
I don't know the exact dates. I don't know the exact dates or anything.
I would imagine probably I would say it's going to be July. It's going to be sometime in July. It'll be probably after the TCG tournament concludes. We'll just keep your eyes and ears. I think it's doubles. I'm not sure. Just be ready.
It probably is. It's
going to be probably Regulation D, which means Disco's team will be fine, but it won't. But it won't be then good. We get Bear. We get Bear now.
There will be a Bear, and it will be scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the one thing I wanted to mention is we're going. Well, by we're, it's like the royal we. Thatch is going to be hosting a PUCL League night on Sunday, July 2nd, I believe. Sunday, July 2nd at noon Eastern time, noonish Eastern time. We're going to have a bunch of channels on our Discord for it, so please join the Discord if you're interested in doing this. The idea is that it's going to be kind of like if you went to a Pokemon League at your local game store, except we're all going to play online. We're going to do TCG this time, but there are going to be future times where we switch it over to video game.
Ooh, hooray.
Yeah, TCG is like just because I wanted to start it, and that's the thing that motivates me right now.
Hey, good. That's great. I'm excited. I would do it, except that's the day my wife comes back. So
no, that totally makes sense. No, but everybody that wants to, all you need is TCG Live on your computer. That is all you need, and what we're going to do is we're just going to set it up so that when you show up, we're going to start pairing people together. We're going to have individual voice channels so you can jump into that with your opponent. And you can talk while you're playing your game, hang out. It's a good way to meet new people from Puckle. You don't have to be on voice, obviously, but the point is to help you make Puckle friends. It definitely helps. And but yeah, if you want to get some TCG practice in, granted it's on live, so you can't play like a bajillion cards right now. You can go ahead and hang out with us next Sunday, July 2nd, at around noon Eastern. We're gonna get it all set up. So definitely. Come hang out. Let's have a good time. Catch you when you're there. And to finish up, though, we've got Puckle's Poke Prediction. With Monkey Dory, Okidoki, and Pheasantippity's abilities being revealed as Toxic Chain, do you believe they'll allow poison typing? Or will there be false poison types like Citra? I believe none of them will be a poison type.
I believe all of them will be poison type.
I think the same. They got to give poison type some love. I think this is finally like a good time to make poison types good.
I like both options. I could see them doing that because, like, there's obviously some hints in the background, and maybe this is better for the topic, but there's definitely, like, some hints in the background where they have, like, only X number of types being represented on these lanterns, and it's not all 18 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if... I mean, it'd be really cool if they were, like, dual poison types. So, like, I'm into that idea.
Yeah, I think they're going to be, like, flying... fire, water, or something, and then grass for Ogerpon.
Oh, Ogerpon's 100. I think it is. Didn't they confirm Ogerpon's typing already, or no?
No, he just looks like a grass dark to me.
That's how I feel too, and I really hope that's not the case, only because it's my least favorite. It's my least favorite, like, it just reminds me of Zarude, and Zarude's such a disappointment.
Yeah, I thought originally they were going to be dark types until the poison, like, oh, they're all dark types. And I literally thought it was going to be, like, grass and Incineroar. But now I'm like, oh, you're going to get, I still think it's going to be probably fire, water, grass, but now poisons instead of darks.
That's very possible. That's very possible. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see. I am interested to see how this plays out. We'll talk about it later, though. We'll talk about it later. All right, then, guys. This is the news. We're going to kick it on over now to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce Gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to the quiz, Poke Quiz. Yeah.
Hooray!
I'm back from vacation, so I remember my transitions. All right, so this is the part of the show where we quiz your co-host. Thank you for that introduction, Mark. We're going to go ahead then, and we are going to start asking you questions. Your first question this week is going to come from an oldie but a goodie, P. McGee. What is the oldest single Pokemon with a unique typing?
That's it.
The what? The oldest?
Yeah, oldest single Pokemon with a unique typing. A typing that has not been duplicated since this Pokemon's release.
All right.
And it's a single Pokemon, so a line wouldn't count.
I'm going to say a line does not count, no.
Because otherwise Gengar and
yeah, that's true. No, it's a single Pokemon, no lines.
Yeah.
So T-Tar is up there, but is there anything from Gen 1?
T-Tar. What is I think that is the only rock dart, right?
That's the only one that I can think of from Gen 2, but there may be something in Gen 1, but I can't think
hold
of
on.
anything.
Poison flying. What? Nope. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, that's a line.
You're right.
I legitimately can't think of anything from Gen 1, so.
Yeah, because there's so many, like, dragons are all.
Yeah, the only Gen 1 Pokemon are, like, a bunch of normal types.
Stupid amount of poison types.
Well, I mean, I'm talking, like, single stagers.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Because everything I can think of with a unique type combination in Gen 1, Nidoking... Oh, no, Clodsire exists now.
Yeah, and Nidoqueen itself. Nidoqueen and Nidoking and Clodsire.
They are 2 different Pokemon.
Yeah.
That is true.
I think it's got to be... If it's a single Pokemon, it's got to be T-Tar.
I think so.
Are you going to lock that in?
Sure.
Tyranitar is correct.
All right.
That is the longest single Pokemon that has never had its type duplicated, which is actually kind of shocking. You'd think they would have done that by now.
They might soon. I mean, they've been kind of doing a good job of making dark types relevant now. Like, really good.
Yeah, they've been mixing it up a lot.
Pheasantipity. You wouldn't know it? Actually a rock type.
Yeah, right? It's a rock dark type. Here it is.
Why is it a bird? Magic.
I don't know. All right. So that gets you guys a 1 for 1. And I have the sheet up and I put it down. All right. There we go. Our next question to you is going to come to you from Rouge. And their question is today, name the pseudo-legendary Pokemon with the most resistances.
Pseudo-legendary?
Hisui and Gudra.
That's probably right.
Because it's either that or Metagross.
So let's think that you got water, because you dragon.
And then all of the steals.
Water, electric, grass.
I'm just trying to think of the other pseudo-legendaries and if there's anything that would come even close.
It's got to be one of those. I think it's got to be a steel
Komodo
type.
is not...
For sure.
Yeah. And then Gen 9's is an ice type. So it ain't that one.
No, I think it's either dry. I'm trying to think. Because Psychic... Because what does Psychic give you? That's resistance. Psychic would give you Psychic itself. It would neutral fighting. It would neutralize the bug resistance.
I think it's gonna be.
I think it's got to be Gudra because with Gudra you lose fire, but you would gain.
But that's it.
But you would gain water and electric resistances for sure. You gain more and you don't lose much. You lose ice resistance too. I just realized you lose ice resistance. Oh, yeah, you lose ice resistance. You lose the fire resistance.
Well,
no, I think it's still good. I think it's got to be Hisuian Gudra.
Hisuian Gudra.
Hisuian Gudra is correct. It has 10 resistances.
Ooh.
/ immunities. Metagross, by contrast, only has 8. Only has 8.
Almost half the types.
Hisuian Gudra has resistance to over half of the types in the game.
Yes. Or it's immune to it, like poison. It's just straight up immune to poison.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, our next question is your Pokedex entry question, as always. You guys are 2 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you get it right on the first one, you get 2 points. So let's see if you guys can figure this out. All right. This one comes to you from its Pokemon Shield entry, and it reads, many companies in the Galar region choose this Pokemon as their logo. This Pokemon is considered the symbol of industrial technology. Who's that Pokemon?
Amazing.
Colossal?
I know for a fact I've seen... I think I can literally picture the silhouette of Galarian. Because that just, it screams, the smokestacks of the 18th century. Or, I guess, 19th century.
I guess?
I'm, pretty sure...
I'm not going to object. I think Colossal is the only thing I can think of that would also make sense.
That one would also... I think Colossals is going to be more about its heat. Because at least with Galarian Weezing, you have the fact that it also, purifies the wastes. So I feel like it's got to be Galarian.
Sure.
Weezing is unfortunately incorrect. We're going to give you a second entry here. This one's going to come to you from Pokemon Black. And it reads... by changing the direction in which it rotates, it communicates its feelings to others. When angry, it rotates faster.
Okay, which clang do you want to use?
Oh. Well, he gives it if it's the line, so we're going to go with Kling Clang.
Kling Clang is good enough. The answer is Pokemon number 600, Clang.
Oh, that's a clever, good, smart.
Yes. That was very good. I think both of these came from Liger himself.
Good job.
So
that was smart.
Yeah, if you guys want to, it looks like Liger needs help, so please go to our Discord server if you want to submit trivia for this.
I may have to send some to him since I can't access that channel no more.
Yeah. It is a 30. It is, of course, 3 for 3, guys. Your next question is worth up to 3 points. Staying on the 600 theme. What 6 Pokemon get into the 600 club? By that we mean 600 base stat total by mega evolving. There are 6 answers here. I'm only gonna require you to give me 3 of them.
Good question.
Of course, 3 strikes and you're out.
That is a very good question. Who gets?
So does it mean above or exactly at?
I think it's exactly
at.
That is a really...
There are 6 Pokemon that get to exactly 600, so pseudo-legendary status when they Mega Evolve.
So it's none of the starters.
I'm just double-checking. No, it's not that. Okay. It's definitely not that one. Sableye, Mawile could be.
It's not Beedrill.
Beedrill, I feel like, is still too low.
I think Sableye is still too low, because those are 300. They are babies among babies.
Medicham? Manectric? I'm just gonna throw out just a couple thoughts.
Those are early game enough, or maybe not.
It's just, what is its speed? I feel like Galade and Gardevoir
doesn't... No.
That could be that.
I know one. Okay. I know one.
Let's go with...
Scyther and Caesar have base 500.
Okay, so Mega Caesar? Let's try that one.
Mega Caesar.
Mega Scizor is correct. That is one of them. There are 5 more. I only need 2 more, though.
Then I kind of want to throw out Mega Gardevoir. Because if so, then it makes... Or do we want to say, like, Mega Glalie?
Glalie is easy because it's 5 times 8. It's 6 times 80.
That's 480.
Because all of its stats are 8. Yeah, so no. Because all of its stats are the same.
Well, then, does it go... Oh, no, it can't go all up. It would have to be 120 times. I think it goes 120 attack...
Well, it only ever goes up by 100. They always go up 100 base stat points.
Go up by 100? Okay. In that case...
With, like, one weird exception, they always go up by a net 100. But I do not remember what that weird exception is.
I'm good to try to throw out, like, a Gardevoir to see, because if
Sure.
so, then it's Gallade. So,
Yeah.
Mega Gardevoir?
That is unfortunately incorrect.
Metacham's base stats are actually trash. They're only good just because, huge power. Huge power is a balanced ability.
Electric.
Slowbro, no. A lot of these Pokemon has, like, well-distributed base forms more than they have high stats. I don't know.
Because it has to be as good of a, like, Scizor, normally. That's our comp.
What about the other bugs?
Pinsir? Mega Pinsir? Mega Pinsir could be good. Mega...
Like, Pinsir was a counterpart to... Like, Pinsir and Heracross have all been floated as, like, equals to Scyther.
That's not a bad shot. I could go... You want Mega Heracross first? I'm good with that
Sure,
one.
I know that has the same stats as Pinsir because it's one of those version-exclusive flips all
Yeah,
the
let's
time.
try that. Let's try that.
Mega Pinsir is what you're going with? Mega Pinsir is correct.
Okay, then Mega Heracross is as well, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
We
you
do.
want to know?
Yes.
Mega Heracross is also
Hooray!
correct. Yes.
Got all the bugs.
Yay, bug types. I was running
all
out
of the
Megas.
bugs. There are 3 more, of course, that you did not name, but you got the 3 points. The other 3 were Alakazam, Gengar, and Houndoom.
I had low-key thought about Houndoom for, like, just after we did the bugs, but I was like...
If you had said Houndoom, I would have said, it's got like 300 base stats. It's... What?
It's got...
Yeah.
It's just no defenses. It just got some speed and decent dish attack.
Is it one of those
Yeah.
Pokemon that's just like not quite good enough at anything because everything is bad?
Houndoom
Nothing's excellent.
has base stat total of 500. It is...
Well, it has to, yes.
75 HP, 90, 50, 110, 80, 95. So, not strong enough, not fast enough, and not defensive enough.
Got it. It's
Yeah.
just... Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. That's...
Mm-hmm. So, all right, that gives us that gives you guys whatever number of points that is, 6?
Mhm.
6 for 4? All right, your next question is going to come to you from Lambo. Which Pokemon with a base stat total of 600 has the lowest speed?
Who is the slow...
So Diancie's
This was
up there, or down there.
this is a really good theme. This is a
I
really good
appreciate
theme.
this, guys.
I just have to. I appreciate Liger
Diancie's...
finding all of the dumb questions. I love it.
Diancie is down there, right?
Diancie is...
Like, it's 50.
Mhm. Yeah, Diancie's 50. Who do we use under Trick Room? What's the base stat total of Glastrier? No, I think that's still 50. Diancie, I know for sure. There is 600.
Glastrier does not have a BST of 600.
That's what I figured. I figured it was...
Like, I think it's one of those, like, 480 babies.
Glastrier?
Sorry, 580,
Okay,
but yeah.
that I can believe. 580 sounds like 480. Nah. It's...
No, with its attack and defense alone.
Who else do you run under Trick Room? Hisui and Gudra is also slow. But how? I think it's still... No, it's not slow enough. I think it's still 60. So yeah, I think I'm still going Dean. Who else?
Like, I'm trying to think of, like, I think of a Pokemon that's so it's like Stakataka, except I know that's, like, not quite up there. you know?
Yeah, because it's not any of the big pseudo legends.
And it's not... I know Mega... What's his name?
It's not any... It's not... It's
I know
zero.
Mega Heracross is slow.
It's not that slow. It's still... I think it's like... If anything, it's like 55.
You do have the hint, but you can go for all 8.
There's no reason to. Let's use the hint.
Well, you got all the questions right so far.
But
I know.
I think
But
I
it
honestly,
doesn't help
I
me.
think I want. Well, it helps me
That's true.
because
Yeah,
I
it
get
helps
the
Shark.
point reset.
But so there is a reason.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna drop him into the chasm like Yoshi as I rocket towards the
Dance by the Lance.
If you want the answer, I will give it to you.
I think
you
I
want
think
the
it's
hint?
the. I
So
think
you
I'm
the
good
hint?
with the answer.
Wait, no,
Wait.
Shark, I've remembered.
What?
What's a mega that's a mythical that's come out lately that's super slow, and you run it under Trick Room all the time?
It's no. I don't think it's an Amaris.
No, mythical. Perhaps something that's slow. Like
God! Does
goo.
it have? Does it have six? Oh, it does have 600. It's Melmetal. Final answer.
Yep.
Melmetal is correct.
Low key, I was terrified.
With a
I was
base
forgetting something
34
slower.
speed.
Yeah, that's.
With a base 34 speed. Deontay is
so
next,
we were
though, with
right
the base
there.
50.
We were right there, but yeah.
Followed up by Hisuian Gudra at 60 and Tyranitar at 61. So you had it. You had it figured out. So that gives you guys your 8 points. One sec, let me go ahead and pull up those trivia points so that we can tell you the score is just Shark at the top with 8 because Lynian won. Yay! So Shark's in the lead with 8 points. Everybody else has yet to get on the
What
board.
plush will Lynian get? Find
Done.
out.
That's a good question.
None of them.
All right. Well, tune in next week for more Puckle's Poke Quiz. Until then, we're going to kick it on over to the topic. We have another review. This one is going to be from Spartan THX 117. 5 stars, longtime listener. The first time I've ever written a review for a podcast. I first started listening to your podcast when driving to meet my girlfriend on the weekends, when neither of us had to work. Since then, we've moved in together and become engaged. The both of us have been playing Pokemon since we were kids, and we have both listened to your podcast when traveling or working around the house together. We may not score too well on the quiz part, but we always enjoy the topics and conversation between the host and guest. Keep doing what you're doing. Well, thank you for that, and congrats on the engagement. If you would like your review read on the show, leave one, and it might be read. Until then, guys, we're going to kick it on over to the topic. Welcome to the topic. Our topic today is going to be everything that happened in that Nintendo Direct that happened this week. Not only did that Nintendo Direct destroy every previous expectation that we would get no real Pokemon content in a Nintendo Direct, it gave us Pokemon content.
It was funny because I was going into this Direct, I was totally expecting, like, at most we might get more information on a release date for, like, like Pokemon TCG on the Nintendo Switch Online or, something like that. Or maybe something new, because there's been some rumors of what's supposed to come on there. Maybe they would tease that. Not only did they even not talk about those, they gave us they led with DLC news.
I was kind of shocked that they didn't do, they didn't just like, one, they didn't give us release dates, which is kind of frustrating. But two, I was kind of shocked. Like, I went in with the full expectation for Nintendo Direct being like, okay, we'll hear about a Pokemon Presents in a day or two. Like, that's kind of what my expectation was this week. And the fact that we got Pokemon, like, right off the bat, and then, even then, they finally talked about Detective Pikachu 2, which I think it's so baffling to me. I kind of want to start there just to get it out of the way.
That's fair. We can get this off because, this is going to be short, Swedish discussion of it.
I'm so baffled by this game in so many ways. Detective Pikachu 2, because one, I don't think Detective Pikachu sold like well ever. I outside of the movie, like the movie obviously did well.
Yeah, but that's the kicker, right? Because what they had was.
But the movie was in 2019.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you look at this from a Nintendo's investment thing, right? They put in $2 million on the game. Probably it was small on an existing engine. Like, it was not going to take them a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of dev hours to ask people to make Orange. The return on investment was probably comfortable, but not amazing, with, some reasonable amount of sales. And then they made $60 million by throwing $1 million to another company and letting them handle it for a couple years.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. And the movie obviously did pretty well.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I think they're looking at that, and probably we're looking at early cuts of the Mario movie, and went, oh, we could do another one of these with Ryan Reynolds, and then not have to put any money up and still make a killing. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
Yeah, the Detective Pikachu Returns is coming out in October. The other thing I thought that was really interesting with it, it looks like it had like a very long dev time, only because all of the promo shots, they kind of highlight a bunch of Gen 8 stuff.
Yeah, like
did anybody notice that? And I'm sitting here like, this game definitely was planned to be out before now.
I believe it 1,000%, because yeah, it was.
I legitimately think it was scrapped at one point, and then they came back on it when they realized that they could make make bank like Mario was going to.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Mario movie was a huge push for them to finish it, just so that they could. I mean, because October's still a far way away, which is kind of shocking that they announced it like 4 months in advance.
I mean, to be fair, it's slightly better than the. Well, actually, it's the same as when they released a Mystery Dungeon. Because that one we got like right after, Sword and Shield dropped, I think, and then like within that next March, it was here, and we're like, what the heck?
It was very quick.
Yeah, so this is about that.
Like, I'm not excited, if that means anything to anybody, but
I'm only excited for another Justice Smith movie. That's about it.
I think it'll be fun. I'll play it.
I mean, it would be fun. It will be fun. I mean, from my understanding, the original Detective Pikachu kind of left on like a cliffhanger because Tim still doesn't know who his dad is at the end. And my understanding during the press release in 2019 that up until this year I thought was a fever dream, because nothing announced and it ever came true. And then we got Pokemon Sleep announced, and now the Detective Pikachu game announced. They did say at that press release that it was going to have like a different ending than the movie. Like the story beats were supposed to be different, but we'll see if that's actually true. I don't know. I still think it's very funny that like there's like some heavy Gen 8 references in it.
They look good though. Like I like the way that Reboot was looking. Galarian Darmanitan's on the cover.
It did look good.
I just like the Slowpoke with the cowboy hat. It's so cute. I like it. I'm excited.
The only thing I was disappointed by was in the trailer, they had the Ludicolo and it spoke, but it didn't speak like the one in the movie. And that upset me on a lot of levels. It was like a far more tamed, like, Ludicolo, and instead of just like whatever we got in the movie.
Yeah, that thing was funny. Oh my.
Ludicolo!
Yeah, exactly, like, Ludicolo!
It didn't so much say its name so much as it had a stroke midway through it.
About right.
It was perfect. It was perfect, though. But yeah, Detective Pikachu 2 coming your way, I guess.
And that was the only Pokemon news, right? The only Pokemon news?
No, we got a 3-minute trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, the Teal Mask and the Indigo Disc.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of exciting. I mean, it was the first look we actually got at the DLC outside of its just existence, I guess.
Yeah, we just had we had the little box art type thing, but now we actually got to see this is what it looks like in the game, in the engine, and we got to see them textured and their behaviors and everything, and it's like...
hopefully the NPCs move it faster than like 3 frames a second. We'll see. I am absolutely not holding my breath. So I'm really upset because they didn't give us any release dates outside of even then it was not very, it didn't make me feel very confident. When I looked at the way they announced at the end of the video, it said intending to release or something along those lines.
No, they hedge pretty hard until they have dates, but that's a Nintendo thing, not a Pokemon thing.
So the fact that this was a Nintendo Direct makes me think one of two things, right? Either one, the Pokemon company is kind of like letting off the gas just a little bit, and they didn't have enough to fill up a Pokemon Presents. Or on the flip side, Nintendo's winding down the Switch and didn't have really enough to fill a Nintendo Direct and kind of wanted something to hype up Nintendo Switch for a little bit.
That's a possibility.
That's possible.
I think one of those two is true. I don't know which one. It's probably the Nintendo Switch one.
I actually, because I was talking with on the Discord about this, because I know that was the first instinct. Just like there's Pokemon news here. What? I guess there's not going to be a Pokemon Presents. But don't forget, guys. Guess what's happening in next month or so? Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah, Worlds. Well, Pokemon Worlds also comes out, and they usually announce something at Pokemon Worlds.
We have Pokemon Sleep coming out soon, so I expect a Presents with that, and we have all the anniversary. Well, we technically have
I thought you were joking. Like, the joke was, oh, Pokemon Sleep, it couldn't be. Yeah, like, what else is there? But no, you're serious. Oh, okay. Let me reevaluate how I feel about that.
Yeah, 'cause remember, Pokemon Sleep, that's a real thing, guys. That is coming out next month, I think.
It's a meme. No, there's no confirmed date. They just said summer. The Pokemon Go Plus Plus, which is supposed to work with Pokemon Sleep, is coming out next month. That is that has been given a hard deadline, and so everybody assumes that Pokemon Sleep's going to come out by that time, and I am not confident that that is true. I believe the Pokemon Go Plus Plus will come out before Pokemon Sleep comes out.
I think if you start, because they're saying fall and winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, I think what they're going to announce at Worlds is a little bit of some interesting feature or thing that you can do in the DLC, and then the release date, which is probably why they didn't give it here, because they need something concrete that they can reveal, like a big thing, an audience cheer moment. So what you do is you show the cool features, and then you cut to black, and then fade in the date, and everyone goes, "Whoa!" Yeah, they need that moment in their stage.
You're definitely not wrong. I think that's the probable answer for what's going to happen.
I agree.
I don't know. I wish there was more for them to talk about, because I just like Shark would love to hear, now that the eShop's closed, like, hey, we're putting Pokemon on Nintendo's Virtual Console replacement. I would love to see that.
Yeah, there's still time for that, but I think there's still, yeah.
I mean, I don't think I realistically don't see that being announced until Pokemon Day at the earliest, if it happens.
Probably right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Or it comes out on Pokemon Day, or it gets dropped on Pokemon Day. One of those two scenarios, right? I feel like the earliest you play that is Pokemon Day. I think they should do it. But a lot of my worries and fears are getting fixed, and I mean, we'll talk about that here in a minute. But I kind of want to like pivot to the content that we saw and a lot of the news that dropped, because one of my first things I always do whenever there's a Pokemon video like this is I always check the official website, because there's usually like a little bit of extra detail.
Oh yeah, there's a ton more detail that is in that website.
Yeah, it looks like in each area, though, there's just like one town that you hang out in, not multiple towns.
That's what it looks like so far.
Yeah, it's a Mosui town in Kitakami, where you actually go. The thing I really liked was in the trailer they showed Jotonian.
Yeah, that was a new,
which
fun
I think I actually love this. I don't know, like this DLC's got such a different flavor than the DLC we got in Sword and Shield. Just like the feeling of it, where it's like, oh, you're going somewhere else, and here's a way to get Pokemon. This is why the Pokemon that you collected their regional forms are here. I like this as a way to handle regionals.
Yeah, this is one way for sure. The both of the ways are the ways you should do it, where it's like,
I like this a lot.
They're cool, especially because they did the cool thing of, no, you get the regional by leaving the region, and it doesn't have to be that you have to go far. Like, you just go on a vacation to this little zone. It reminds me of what a lot of ROM hacks do for Alolands.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that checks out.
They're like, hey, look, if you're in the Sevii Isles, you get a Alolan Pokemon. It's like, oh.
I like that a lot, because I mean, we got like a taste of this in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when you'd go in the Ultra Wormholes.
Yeah, you could evolve the
You could evolve like your Pikachu into a Raichu, or your Execute into an Execute instead of the Alolan forms.
You could be wrong twice.
And I always thought that was a very interesting way to do it. And I'm kind of a big fan of them doing it this way. I'm also a bigger fan of how they showed in the Terrarium for the Blueberry Academy that there are Alolans in that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that, because one of my biggest concerns as of late, especially with the eShop shutting down on the 3DS and bank kind of being locked for a lot of people at this point, is that Alolan forms currently are not all Alolan forms, but some Alolan forms are locked to the 3DS still. Like Alolan Raichu is not. You can do a trade for that in Sword and Shield. Same with Marowak. But like Alolan Executor until now, because we saw it in the trailer.
No, Alolan Executor you could do a trade for, and you can get all of them. You can get every single Alolan Pokemon on the Switch currently, even without Kitakami.
How do you get? Well, I guess yeah, because you could do Golem.
Let's go.
Yeah, never mind. I didn't think about Let's Go.
Yeah, I think Golem's the only other one that's kind of there.
Yeah, I hate to be the guy. I hate
I hate Let's Go existing.
to say Let's Go exists, but Let's Go exists.
Let's go as the answer to all of our problems, everyone. A Pokemon game. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, it was Golem and Muck are the ones that I think offhand were like have not been released on a non-Let's Go title yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't think either of them necessarily are in.
Like none of them were in Swish. None of I think. Well, we got Muck now in SV, so we get Alolan Muck.
Wait, Muck's back?
Yeah, Muck is in Base Scarlet and Violet.
I didn't know that. If you'd asked me if Muck was in there, I would have said no.
Muck, it's in like the beginning video. It's fighting a
Grimer. You could get by the lighthouse of overseeing the port town.
I apparently caught one. I finished the deck, so
You caught it, evolved it, and never saw it again. I have not seen a wild Muck, I'll say that.
And never thought about it. To be fair, Muck is Alolan Muck is a far superior version to regular Muck.
Oh, I 1000% agree.
It's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a superior version. But yeah, no, I really like that they got a solution though, so that we can still see some of these Pokemon even after the regionals are gone.
Oh, yeah.
If that makes sense, like, the regions are gone. Like, we're not going to Alola, but you can see the Alolan Executor.
Yeah, it really is the habitat that's making it, not necessarily the region. It's like, oh, the region's the one that, like, you know, may make it popular or whatnot, but yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of... I was kind of worried that Pokemon was trying to get away from this idea of, like, oh, you can get every Pokemon in every game. Right, because Degs had happened. But I like the idea that, like, if the Pokemon's there, you can get all the forms, even the regionals, and they've kind of come up with a way to do that, and that... I'm assuming in the area where, like, you can catch the Alolan Executor, let's say we Thunderstone a Pikachu in there, like, it might be an Alolan Raichu when you do that, which would be nice and convenient. That would be nice and convenient. But we did get some details. So Kitakami, they did announce, like we talked about earlier, that you get the poison ability from Serendipity, or Pheasantipity and friends. Okidoki and
Monkey I hate their names. I hate them so much.
Okie dokie.
They're not even funny. They're just annoying.
I love the names.
I'm like in between both of you in how I feel about these names. At this point, it was more of like a almost audible sigh for me when it happened. I was like, yeah, this checks out, I guess.
Pheasantipity looks like fine, I guess, but the others are just bad.
Yeah, Okidogi, I think, is the one I am disturbed by the most. Like, Monkey Dory, I could be okay with, but, like, Okidogi is terrifying.
No, I hate them both deeply. Also, now that I look at them over again, no, they are going to be fire, water, grass poison. Like,
yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so, 1000%. I thought they were dark until we learned the Toxic Chain ability, which we never fully explained. It's basically better Poison Touch.
It's Poison Touch, except it also works on non-contact moves, and it's toxic.
That's the short version, because you see Pheasantipity use...
It procs on Air Slash. Also, if it's a Fire Poison type with Air Slash and a reasonable speed? Huh.
Fire Poison, that's a Salazzle, almost.
Okay, Salazzle with a better ability and coverage is already pretty good, though.
These guys, I think the ability is very interesting. It definitely could be. We'll see what the moves they have are. Like the Okidogi, just like, obviously a lot of people think of it as like Incineroar, like 2.0, just like
just because of the design.
Just because of the design, like, it screams like it could get Fake Out, which that would be gross to have, with this Toxic Chain ability. There was I already theory crafted, you could Fake Out in VGC, Fake Out something, then use Hex Fluttermane to just Oko it from there. It's like, break the sash, kill it off, boom, next mon.
What you could do is Fake Out, and then you get Toxic Chain proc. Who knows how likely that's going to be?
But then the get Hex boosted damage. It's like, it's gone.
We've got some returning Pokemon as well.
Oh, we have plenty. Claude should be happy. Sentret's here.
Teal Mask. We've got Sentret, Corphish, Poochyena, OG Wooper, Snorlax. And then Scarlet and Violet exclusive lines of Gligar and Apom were new ones.
Classic Scarlet W.
Scarlet gets another win there for sure.
And then in our good friend the Indigo Disc, we have the return of Seal, I guess. Execute and Alolan Executor. We already knew about Flygon, I'm pretty sure.
Flygon was new. Flygon was a new one. Minccino line.
Oh, okay.
We got them. Golurk.
Whimsicott line. Can I just say, I hope so badly that they don't trip with Minccino at the finish line.
Oh, yes.
Give it Tidy Up, please.
Yeah.
It's the cleaning Pokemon. Give it Tidy Up. Also give it Tidy Up because that thing with Dragon Dance plus Defog is kind of terrifying.
It's basically gonna be another Mousehold, but obviously Population Bomb's a little better than what
Is Population Bomb better than Skill Link Tail Slap?
I think so. I think Population Bomb with Technician. I think it's because what Population Bomb is. What's its base power?
20.
Yeah. It's definitely better. Population Bomb is better in a vacuum because especially you get Technician.
It has a higher ceiling but a lower floor, and Cinccino has coverage.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Cinccino's got all the moves that you want with Skill Link.
Look, I just want to sweep someone by literally sweeping someone. Okay, I want to sweep the floor and then sweep the floor with them. You know.
So outside of the new Pokemon that were announced, or not new, but like returning Pokemon, I should say, we didn't get much. And the question that I'm still left with, even after seeing all of these things where we get to go see these like other quote unquote regions, or I guess locations is probably a better word, is why is the DLC called The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero?
Yeah, that is the biggest mystery out of this whole thing.
Like, the biggest mystery is, why is it called... What does this have to do with Area Zero?
And you know what? There actually might be an answer. Now follow me, folks, and put on your tinfoil hats, because...
I'm here. I'm wearing it.
Go for it.
At the very end of the trailer, we see a view of Terapagos, and it's got its colorful shell, and it's chilling there in this, like, blue crystal. The thing is, that doesn't look like just anywhere. It looks like a very specific room that I found in Area Zero a while ago that doesn't have any use in the game at all. There's just a random little dais surrounded by Terra crystals.
Yeah?
Yep.
So I think what's going to happen is, because we see that there's this whole other school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something is going to happen that's going to prompt us to haul one of these kids down in there for whatever reason. And then Terapagos is going to be there, and we'll get a text dump, and that will be it.
I am sad that we don't get, like, more Arven or Penny or Nimona.
Right?
Well, we don't know yet.
You're correct. Like, they're trying to highlight the newer characters, right?
Yeah, they're still not, yeah.
But they're also like, hey, what about, you talk to literally anybody else,
There's a new guy who's, like, dressed up as a chef, and I want nothing more than for when you take because eventually you're going back to Area Zero, right? I want nothing more than Arven to have, like, a huge inferiority complex. Oh, you've got a new cooking friend. Okay.
I think it's just a generic NPC, but yeah.
I thought I was the cook.
I thought that was my thing, but and we're going into Area Zero with him. Cool. Just we're gonna go.
Yeah. No. He should totally have one. I don't know. I would also. They're obviously not showing us everything on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's still some connection to the anime too. Not the anime that we get to watch, but the anime that Japan gets to watch.
Yep, where they get, they've got. They got Nimona. They've got what's his name?
Yeah.
They've got Brassius. They've just teased Iono.
No, I guarantee you the DLC matches up with the anime in Japan. I so guarantee that in some form it does.
No, it's actually going to be so. When we find out that Liko is actually the human form of Terapagos in Japan, what'll happen is we will meet Liko as it releases in winter.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if I'm right, by the way, that joke called shot? Make it happen, Pokemon.
What's going to be worse is there going to be two tweets. One's going to be like, you can watch the anime now on Netflix, and followed up by the way, here's a spoiler. But the thing that still really gets me, though, with the anime is that, like, Liko's pendant that she shows off that they make a big deal out of. is literally the shape of the gem on the back of Terapagos plus the gem on the mask.
Oh, yeah.
That Ogerpon has. It's literally those two things combined. So I assume at some point those two things like somehow connect to Area Zero.
Yeah. I have to imagine that the whole thing with Terapagos Baby is they went, hey, remember how, like, Pokemon XYZ, everyone liked our anime when we did that? What if we did that literally just again?
Oh, absolutely. I do not disagree with you, though.
It's just new squishy.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have some thoughts of when you're talking about how to tie in Nemona and whatnot. Do we think, because remember how they did DLC for Swish? For the Isle of Armor, you could access that early. And then for the Crown Chandra, you could access it early, but it was definitely more post-gamey stuff.
That's a good question.
Do you think they're going to make areas part of it like accessible to early game and then a late game, and then that's how, like, once you complete the main story, then you can tie in to get, you know, Nemona and everyone else on there? Or like, how do you think that might tie in all together?
It kind of feels that way, but I'm skeptical, or I'm not skeptical. I'm hesitant to say it's that way, just because this feels so different than the last time. But this time I could see us like Kitakami, like being available to you throughout the game and being like, hey, here you go. You can go to this place on your adventure. Or I could see, I definitely see Blueberry Academy based on how they introduced Cyrano, the director of Blueberry Academy. He's supposed to like visit Paldea, to invite you to be an exchange student. I see that as something you have to complete your story to actually fully understand.
I definitely feel like there's gotta be some part of it's got to be accessible early, and I feel like some part of it has to be after. But I wonder how much.
I also think it's kind of telling based on the Pokemon that you see in like the promo pictures, because like if you look at the Pokemon that are getting shown off for Kitakami, it's Sentret, it's Wooper, it's Vulpix, it's Yanma, and then you look at Blueberry Academy and it's just like, here's Dugong, here's Golurk, here's Zebstrika. Here's a Alolan Executor.
The Pokemon that show up in Kitakami feel very much like, what are some Pokemon that are, you know, very Japanese environment? And then they go to the terrarium and they're like, what are Pokemon that the fans miss?
Yep. 1000% though.
Yeah, what's it? Even one other one to add on to this. There was someone caught in the little detail of one of the promo shots that you see, like, the boy character standing in front within the festival garb, that one of the statues in the background is Hisui and Growlithe. So we might get even Hisui Pokemon snuck up in there, and that still feels that, like, ancient, like, you know, Japanese village type thing.
I believe Kitakami is going to, because they're in the code right now,
either have them wild or have a way to like form shift.
At least let you evolve the Pokemon that can't evolve now.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Like, the thing that is very frustrating to me is that I cannot evolve a Weirdeer or a Stantler into a Weirdeer currently. I thought initially that it was going to be fine because Psyshield Bash is in Stantler's egg pool move, or egg move pool.
Mm-hmm.
That's the correct sequence of words.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It can get this an egg move. And now that Weirdhere's in the game, that's how you can get the egg move. And then it'd be like, oh, that's cute. Stantler remembers how to use Psyshield Bash. Maybe it'll evolve. And the answer is just no. Flat out no. And they also didn't give us P-Block or Black Augerite. And so I'm kind of hoping there is something in the code, though, to help us figure out how to evolve these Pokemon, which I'm hopeful that we'll see soon.
I think what'll happen in Kitakami is there'll be a dude who's like, I am the ancient tutor. I know moves that have been forgotten for generations. It's like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. I fully expect something like that.
Speaking about things that have been forgotten for generations, one thing that competitive players have noticed and are freaking out about is Milotic. When it was using an attack, it was using an animation very similar to Scald. And so far, Scald has...
I think it was just Water Gun.
You guys think it's Water Gun, but Volcanion, who was able to transfer in home, has access to Scald. Is the only Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet that actually has Scald.
Is the animation very similar coming out of Volcanion?
Yup.
Ooh.
So Scald could be a tutor move.
A tutor move. I could see that.
Just on Milotic.
or just on my loading. That's also true too. It could be that. Who knows?
They can still reduce distribution, even if it is a TM.
Scald got put on Pokemon it shouldn't have got put on. This will come out after my match. Scald, I found out, was on Centiskorch.
It's on a lot of weird Pokemon.
No, it's on a lot of Pokemon. And I think you could just nerf Scald in general, in all honesty. You can probably just nerf it to, like, decrease the burn chance to, like, 10% instead of 30%. And I think it's far more reasonable as a move. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm actually pretty excited for the DLC. I'm glad we got something. Is this better than what we have had in the past? Because I've been wondering, like, how do you make the Blueberry Academy that's in the middle of the ocean have Pokemon?
Oh, I figured it was something like this.
Yeah, I legit thought it was going to be an island nearby. But no, this terrarium makes so much more sense. And I like this.
I like it, and I hope they just keep bringing back some version of this terrarium in every game. Like, I just want that.
When I saw the terrarium with the obvious, like, blocks around the side and the 4 different things, my immediate thought was, wow, the new Mario Party game looks great.
Now imagine being a Pokemon that lives in the ice biome and then accidentally crosses the line into, like, the biome next door. Does it immediately become very uncomfortable?
I have to imagine.
There's no gradient, which is unfortunate.
You just have the single block line.
But my second thought was, oh, look, a Minecraft battle map.
Battle bus your way down.
It is very silly.
Where are we dropping, boys?
I'm interested to see, like, how big it actually is.
I hope I can cross it from one side to another in, like, 10 minutes or less.
It doesn't look big, but I don't know.
I don't want it to be... I want Kitakami to be bigger.
Yes, I agree with that. I don't know. I also, after playing, like, Tears of the Kingdom, I just can't help but just continuously be disappointed by the glide in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
I was like, it wasn't that bad, and then I played a bunch of Tears of the Kingdom. I went back and started gliding, then went ducking down, went, oh.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, what you need is just Toolin or, you know, a bunch of some way to increase your stamina media on Koraidon.
A Crobat, just...
It just doesn't feel good, right? It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel as satisfying after playing Tears of the Kingdom.
We need 2 new... That's what they need, is 2 new local Herba Mystica, and they just give us better glide.
Better speed boost, you know, just something like that, just some more, you know, something, just little things like that. Better dash.
Give me a climb that doesn't slip on everything.
Yeah, oh my gosh, though. All right. I think this is a good place to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we touched on most everything. We'll obviously ask you guys for your thoughts next week, but yes, we are going to go ahead and kick it on over to today's Pokemon of the episode. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
Welcome to our Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex 925. Mousehold, the family Pokemon.
It's Violet 3-member form. We can do this a lot of times.
Yeah.
Dex entry reads, the little one just appeared one day. They all live together like a family, but the relationship between the 3 is still unclear.
I never see them talk to each other. I never see them talk to each other. I think that's the point, though, because, like, I love the way it evolves, too, because it doesn't have an evolution screen. It just happens.
It just happens.
It just happens.
It's just like, another one's here.
There is a way to get the evolution screen. I've seen somebody do it, but the way that it's intended to happen is just that it just happens, and it's very cute.
The only way to force the evolution screen is to somehow prevent it from evolving all the way to level 100 and then hit it with a rare candy.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't know how you do that, because it will evolve in your party over level 25 whenever you gain EXP.
Yep.
It has like a somewhat random chance, but there's no way that you can avoid it for that long. I guess you have to candy it.
Oh no! It only It only evolves into by being leveled up in battle. So you could do you have to.
Because it's gain EXP. It's not level up. I know, because I was playing through mine. Mine hit level 25. Like, great, next, randomly evolve sometime in the next few levels. I beat something, and I looked at my team screen and went, wait, what?
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
You have to candy it, I assume.
Maybe. We'll have to look. We'll have to figure out one day. Anyway, it just appears. The third one. Or the fourth one.
The third one and the fourth one, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, depending on if you're lucky or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Mousehold. Mousehold is, its stats are okay. Base 75 attack, base 74 HP, 70 defense, 65 special attack, 75 defense, 111 speed, which is pretty good. The only reason Mousehold has been like really big as of late is because of its speed, especially in doubles. Its speed, it does have access to a move. It was very popular early on in VGC for Population Bomb, which with a dire hit is a multi-hit move that can hit up to 10 times and probably will with a dire hit.
Or with a...
Or not a dire hit.
Wide lens.
A wide lens. Accuracy boosting item. Because it goes from a 90% accuracy each check to a 99% accuracy check.
You could still miss. I've had that happen. I have had the 99% happen.
Yes, I have had the 1%. It is sad. But it also gets access to Beat Up, which I believe this team is using this week that we got from Disco. So we're going to go ahead and definitely talk about that. So we'll let Lynian kick off the team with Mousehold and friends.
Yeah, so Mousehold is known for its two signature moves, Population Bomb and Tidy Up. So this uses none of them. We've got a Mousehold holding a safety goggles with the ability Friend Guard, very good in doubles. Terra types to Ghost, with Super Fang, Beat Up, Protect, and Follow Me. It's got 188 speed to move quicker than Max, Garchomp, Chi-Yu, Palafin. The rest is pumped into bulk. It's holding a safety goggles to redirect or take spores, sleep powders, though our good friend Disco Calypso does say that they didn't test this much. And also Follow Me, the redirection for those moves. Super Fang to, have anything, but Beat Up to hit Annihilate a bunch. Annihilate is the next Pokemon. It does Annihilate things with just enough speed to outspeed other Annihilate. And then beat them to death with Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Rage Fist, and Protect. When you hit this thing with a bunch of beat-ups, it gets scary real fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Its ability is Defiant. Terra is Fire, so that if you Terra, you can't be burned.
Yeah, I think the reason why this is using Beat Up instead of Population Bomb is that way you don't have to force Terra the Annihilate, because you can't hit it with Population Bomb normally. I think back when you were doing it early VGC, you usually Terra Steeled this Annihilate to just take the resisted hit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is much better.
Yes. No, that was pretty standard now, the Terra type with Fire. Because of the things trying to hit you, Fire will typically resist it.
Like Moonblast,
mm-hmm.
which could potentially proc your Defiant.
Yep.
So, and the thing is, it turns out that the difference between something getting hit by a 200 base power Rage Fist and something getting hit with a 600 power Rage Fist is actually nothing, because both of them kill it immediately. It's like, what kills you more dead? A gun or a nuke? Neither of them. You're just dead.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, Shark, you can take the next pair.
Yep. So aside from, using Mousehold to get Annihilate to pop off, you also get to have Aurora Veil set up on this team to be able to help you get that off. And we're going to start with the Snow Setter of Abomasnow, holding Assault Vest and having its signature ability Snow Warning, Terra-type Water. It knows Blizzard, Energy Ball, Ice Shard, and Earth Power. So this has 76 speed EVs, and so that way with Tailwind, it's able to outspeed a lot of the base 110s like Iron Moth, Jumpluff, and Garchomp that are just those super fast things. And everything else just goes into stupid bulk, because this thing, once of a couple that Disco has shared with us, 252 Choice Band Dragonite Fire Punch cannot kill this, or cannot kill Abomasnow with Aurora Veil up. And neither can, and Choice Specs Moonblast from Fluttermane is a 3-hit KO. So that is very strong. It also has Terra Water just to be able to get rid of the, the 4x fire weakness that this thing has. So, and the other Pokemon that is a good combo with this mon is Iron Bundle, who is your screen setter on this team.
Ooh.
It is holding booster energy with its signature Quark Drive, so that way it'll get its boost in speed, is how this is EV'd up. It has Hydro Pump, Freeze Dry, Blizzard, and Aurora Veil. Opponents tend to lead with a special attacker to try to get rid of the bundle quickly, so it has some Spadef investment with Aurora Veil to keep it on the field for another turn. Booster energy usually guarantees that you're always fast enough to be able to get Aurora Veil off, as long as there's no fake outs, so that's nothing to worry about. And Terra Ice, you can be able to get up the Blizzard power while maintaining your snow defense boost.
And I think it's something like a 40% chance to freeze if you're just double Blizzard spamming. It's absolutely insane.
Well, it's 10%. Wait, what? Oh, to get at least one.
Yeah, because you're hitting two things, right? As well, so it's like a 10% at 10%.
I think it's Blizzard. I think
they're
Blizzard
multiplicative because it's
no, it doesn't multiply like that.
No, as in the compounding. It's a 54. It's a 50. You have a 53% chance to fail, so it's a 47% chance to succeed,
which is pretty good. In terms of a freeze, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yes, all right. And the last two are Talonflame and Sandy Shocks. They're just good Pokemon, and they're very good at covering each other's weaknesses. So we've got Talonflame holding the Covert Cloak with its Gale Wings ability. Terra-type Ghost, because why not? Brave Bird, Tailwind, Taunt, and Will-O-Wisp. It does a great job doing all of those things. We did make sure that the Talonflame is the standard support build. It's got max speed and HP. It's the only way that the team can do any kind of speed control. Covert Cloak deters Fake Out and negates Icy Winds from speed dropping. Terra Ghost is just, like I said, failsafe. It does present you from being KO'd by Extreme Speed Dragonite. Finally, though, we do have Sandy Shocks holding a Life Orb, Photosynthesis, Terra-type Grass, Terra Blast, Thunderbolt, Protect, Earth Power, and Protect are what it's got on itself. And oh my gosh, I lost the Sandy Shocks. 44 Special Defense to help survive opposing bundles, Hydro Pumps, Life Orbs to increase the OHKO potential against threats like Shiyu, and Terra Grass for just more coverage.
Gives it coverage, gives it protection against, Garchomp Earthquakes or whatnot if need be, so.
All right, but that is the team. We will be giving this out on the Discord, so definitely look out for that. Or not on the Discord, but for the patrons. So the patrons should definitely look out for that. All right. But yes, until then, we'll kick it on over to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
Welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can send us an email at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we might read it on the show. We got a few emails today. Our question last week to you guys was, what are your top and bottom 5 flying types? And I'm sure your lists are better than the ones they came up with on the show last week. But as always, this is the segment of the show that is sponsored by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
As always, we'll give out the Green Tauros badge to anybody who has a better opinion than the hosted on the show last week.
That's a lot of Green Tauros badges.
All right. Well, with that said, without further ado, let's jump right on into it. Our first email this week is going to be from Umbreon1080, and I believe Lynian's got this one.
I do have that. How's it been in the Puckle Den? I don't know how I feel about that to how it do, Puckle Crew. Shop it. I'm not opposed.
I like both.
Umbreon1080 here. I've been meaning to write in for a while, but I always forget to before the week is up. I especially wanted to contribute to the top 5 dark types discussion, but I remembered this time and I'm ready to throw my top 5 flying Pokemon in the air and ground the bottom 5. Let's start with the bottom and work our way up. Number 5, Oricorio. I know this might hurt some. I don't hate the dancing birds. That's why I'm putting them at the bottom. They're dancers more than flyers. I don't think they're aerial maneuvers when I think of them. Yeah, I like them enough.
That's fair.
Sure.
They're okay.
Unpheasant.
Correct.
They're just boring, and it feels like the Gen 5 engine.
Good choice.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even need to read your rationale. You're right. Fan Rotom. It's redundant and unnecessary. They had better appliances to choose from. It's fine.
It gets to use a flying type in Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Before they changed its type from Ghost, it was fine. Dodrio. I'm sorry, I have to put this down for the same reason as Oricorio. Nothing about it screams flying type, even if its stadium fly animation is entertaining. I love it too, but that's not enough to keep it off the bottom. That is enough for me. I love it. Don't you badmouth my bird, boy.
Okay, flying type isn't just about the ability to fly. It's also just about being a bird.
Ostriches don't fly, so it's the same concept.
I kind of, and I love it in Pokemon Ranger, where it's one of the mounts, because you get on that thing's back and it just looks hilarious.
Yeah.
Number 1, Ladybud's just bad.
I'm fine with that. That was, I literally made a list.
Sure.
The top Johto ones, and Ladybug was near the bottom of mine.
Yep.
That's fair.
Now for the top 5, honorable mentions of Minior and Kilowattrel. No one else agrees with me that Minior is top type.
I agree with both those being honorable mentions, for sure.
I do like Kilowattrel pretty well.
I think Kilowattrel is a very cool regional bird.
Yeah, I could see an argument for Kilowattrel top 5, and I'm not and Minior, I just don't think as a flying type, but I respect the fact that you put it on the list. I'm not like, no, that's a bad choice.
Not objecting. It's not Altaria. Anyway, Aerodactyl's number 5. The flying fossil is dangerously fast. The Mega was the first true primal reversion. Galarian Moltres for 4. The only Galarian bird trio member that actually flies. It's my favorite of the 3. No real reason besides that. I prefer Galarian Zapdos, but Galarian Moltres is fantastic too. All of those were great.
Yeah.
They were all good.
Corviknight. I agree with many of the points made about steel flying types, and this one looks the coolest. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Noivern and Noibat, the first dual flying type to have flying as its primary type. Also, it's adorable, and the shiny for both of them are really good.
Fully agreed. This should have been on the list.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mega Salamence. I can hear the arguments for this should be considered dragon, not flying, but here's why I think it should be for a flying top type. Salamence and Bagon have a lot more lore involving its wish to fly. Mega Salamence takes it even further to make it more aerodynamic, and gives it Aerialate to change normal moves to flying moves, and then give them a boost.
I will agree to Salamence. I will not agree to Mega Salamence.
Ah!
Yeah, I don't like the croissant.
I think Mega Salamence is more of a flying type than Salamence, so I'm kind of okay with it. Like, if Mega Salamence on a flying list.
I agree with the idea of like the Bagon lore, right? But I don't know that I agree. I don't know that I agree with it on the aerodynamic part. But I can understand why it's why you would want it there.
That's my list. Have a great week from Umbreon 1080.
All right. Well, our next one then is going to come to you from Red Metal Mantis, and I believe Shark's got this one.
Hello, Puckle crew. Longtime listener here, finally sending you my first email. I would have sent this over with a carrier pit up, but I was afraid it would take too long. As you can probably tell, I am fascinated by birds. I personally own them as pets and always have at least one in my party. That being said, there's so many flying types that I love that I need to categorize them. So here's my top 5, or dare I say, my highest flyers. But
leave.
Number 1, plain bird. A giant bird that can dive down and nuke you with its own massive velocity is as cool as a bird can get. Now imagine that bird has an axe on his head, and I give you Staraptor. I know Pidgeot and Talonflame exists, but Staraptor with Brave Bird needs to have an explosion animation.
I can't fight against this. Continue.
Flightless birds. Imagine teaching your bird the move fly, and instead of flying, it zooms you from Newbark Town to Olivine City. Yes, I'm talking about Dodrio. Nothing represents flightless birds more than the Cerberus of an ostrich.
This is correct. This is a correct answer.
Birds with special powers. Arguably, you could see this as a new Nova Pokemon, but the Natu Xatu line is just peak regional bird design. If we got the Dunsparce, I think we should have Xatu with 3 Xatus stacked together to form a totem. Also, Natu, how could you not love this little burb?
I was following until this one.
Things that fly but are not birds. Drifloon and Blim. On a random side quest in PLA, I saw a missing child alone on the beach. With my insane Pokemon knowledge, I was genuinely terrified of what happens next. And finally,
that's cute.
It has wings, but it's not a bird.
Yeah.
Honestly, this should be a dragon bug or a dragon flying type. It's a dragonfly after all. The first ever game I played was Crystal, so Game Freak fixing all the unfinished Pokemon made me feel very happy. That being said, Yanma is so underwhelming in Gen 2, making Yanmega is the Gyarados of bug types. P.S. Now that we got the Dunsparce, hopefully we see Shushukle soon.
Oh no.
Shushukle.
Sorry for the long-winded email. Wink. Here's a quick list for my bottom 5. Tropius.
Oh, winded!
You got...
Yeah, did you not get it? Did you not get it?
Not the first time, no.
Alright. Quick list, bottom 5. Tropius, based on a plant dinosaur that can neither fly. Braviary, it's just Pidgeot with more freedom. Swoobat, we already have Crobat, we don't need you. Unpheasant, more like unfleasant? Maybe it's supposed to be a P.
Unpleasant.
Squawkabilly, here, take my lunch money, just leave me alone. Anyways, hope y'all had a nice week. Red Metal Mantis.
Squawkabilly is fine.
Squawkabilly's fine. I like my little Elvis bird.
No, it's not. It's bad.
It's like less imaginative Oricorio.
It's nothing.
It's Swellow. It's like Swellow. It's like Staraptor. It's got like Braviary. It's got all the abilities.
I think it's fine.
It's got all of them. You can do whatever you want. All those things. So.
I think it's fine.
The only interesting thing about it is you can catch the ones off your house.
It is really
That is
cool that
cool.
you can do that.
Wow, that's very interesting. That just makes Squawkabilly even better.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thanks for that fun knowledge for myself. All right. Our next email is going to come to you from Kilkelly10. What it do, Puckle Crew? Kilkelly10 writing in to share my top and bottom 5 flying types. I like Megas as much as the next guy, but I feel 2 Megas in the top 5 on the podcast last week was too much.
Yep.
Here. I agree. Rabble. That being said, the reason Charizard sneaked into flying was for its ride capability in Let's Go, so the same logic can apply for Hisui and Braviary in Legends Arceus. Granted, some might see it as more of a psychic type, but I adore it nonetheless. I
don't. It's a flying type.
I don't see it as more of a psychic type. It's definitely a flying type.
I forget it's a psychic type.
Yeah, I showed Lynian this earlier because I battled it in a draft league, and it led Sheer Force Hurricane, nearly just OHKO'd my Pokemon I switched into. So, yeah, nah, this thing is a flying type menace.
It's a flying. Next up is Staraptor. It was so useful in my runs to the semifinals in my last Wi-Fi draft league. Choice Band Adamant Brave Bird is no joke. Continuing the competitive theme, I have fond memories of using Gale Wing's Talonflame in XYOU. The nerf to its ability hurt, but with the introduction of heavy-duty boots and swish, means it still sees play in Gen 9 UU. I do not like that you picked 2 regional birds, but continue. The next pick is another of Ash's Gen 6 Pokemon being Noivern.
Mm-hmm.
That's an agree.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, my love of all things Johto means Skarmory just pips Corviknight into the last top 5 slot.
I'm good with all these.
This one I'm not as upset about. I don't like Talonflame and Staraptor being there, but it's okay. For the bottom 5, I'll begin with Iron Jugulus. The flying typing gives it a ground immunity to share with Hydreigon, but gives it a bunch of weaknesses. Giving all future Paradox Pokemon Iron in the name makes them bland compared to great Pokemon they were designed, such as Hydreigon, which is an awesome name. Another Paldea pick may be controversial, but it's gotta be Flamigo. It's a lazy design that looks exactly like a flamingo, without having the Pokemon touch that distinguishes it, let's say, from a Pelipper, from looking almost identical to a Pelican. I don't know. We got Bird and Mouse in Gen 1.
Yeah, I think Flamingo is better because its body is more like a punching glove, and it still has a cute derpy face. I love him.
I don't know how I feel about Flamigo. I feel like I need to use him or something because he's just like
he's a good friend bird. He's friend bird.
There's nothing wrong with him.
He's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. I just feel no attachment or disattachment to him. Maybe if I tried speed running the game, I would feel something.
It's kind of how I feel about Gen 9 Pokemon in general. You know, like there's some that I have strong feelings for, and then there's the ones that I hate, and then there's just like a lot in the middle.
I think Fumigo is the Pokemon I'm the most about in the entire dex. Everything else I have some kind of feeling on. This I'm like, oh, hello, sure.
All right. Rotom Fan was considered for bottom 5 on the podcast, and it definitely makes my list along with Unpheasant. I feel like there's unwarranted Rotom hate.
Yeah.
My final spot came down to Squawkability or Chatot. Squawkability's new EX card from Paldea Evolve saved it for me. It can even replace another flying-type Crobat from my Hisuian Zoroark V-Star deck to draw more cards turn 1. So Chatot is the final pick. Appreciate the work on you guys put in each week at Puckle. Kill Kelly 10. Well, thank you for that, guys. We, of course, appreciate every email as you guys send us. So keep sending those in. Next week, we want to know what you guys thought of the DLC trailer and the DLC news drop that we got. So please send that in at puclpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to hang out with us throughout the week, the best way to do so is come to the Discord at pucklediscord.com. You can, of course, follow us on social media at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Additionally, you can also follow us over at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepucklepodcast, where I am trying to stream again. It should be starting in July. I'm saying starting in July because I'm going to fly out of town here in a couple days again anyway. But starting on July 6th, every Thursday, we are going to be streaming my Global Lock, where I'm going to just Dupes Claws my way through the first 7 generations of Pokemon. And it's going to be a nightmare, but it's going to be fun along the way. All right. But yeah, if you want to help support the show, 2 ways you could do that. One is to go to Patreon at patreon.com/pucklepodcast, get some cool perks. Additionally, you can go ahead and also go over to Troll and Toad and use code PucklePod5 at checkout for 5% off, and then we get a small kickback for that. So I appreciate all of you for listening. I have been Trainer Thatch.
I've been Lynian.
And I've been Shark Finnegan.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.